What's up, everybody? How are you? My name is Phil Rea, and I decided to start a YouTube project with my Stratomatic games. Sort of like a tabletop sports network thing. I was inspired by a couple of you guys online and a couple of the social media pages, and I'm going to be playing some games, probably some hockey, some baseball, and maybe some other companies like APA or I don't know, maybe play. I have no idea, but usually I just play Stratomatic baseball and hockey. A little bit about myself. I am in my mid 40s. I grew up in New York City. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, and I've been living on Staten Island for the last 10 years. And I've been in a Stratomatic face-to-face baseball league based in on Staten Island, called Staten Island. See, play on words there. And it's our fifth season now, and a bunch of great guys, 12-man league, and I'll get into that on other videos. But I decided to make the first video about dice and dice rolling. As we are finishing up our season and getting ready for our new season in a couple of months, there was a discussion amongst us managers about dice rolling. Certain managers felt that their opponents weren't properly rolling dice, using dice that aren't sufficient enough, and part of me was really like offended that grown men are talking about rolling dice. I mean, the league ranges from guys in their 30s to guys in their 50s. So we should all know how to roll dice, especially being from New York and New Jersey and stuff like that. So I'm going to make a video about dice etiquette. Now, being left-handed, I feel awkward anyway. And I'm very, very, sometimes I'm not the quickest player. And I only started playing Super Advanced in this league a couple of years ago. I played Basic in high school. Wait a minute, no. Okay. I played Basic in high school. And pretty much didn't pick up the game again until about 6 years ago. And what had happened was, you know, you just find your niche, and sometimes the real estate, since we're face to face, space is limited. So I'm more fancy. I have a game mat. My team name is the Port Richmond Pirates, so I'm getting all fancy with that. But we didn't have mats. We play in bars and in friends of their work basements of their work establishments, people's homes. So it's like the two breweries that we have locally here on Staten Island. And it got it gets to the point where you try to be as neat as possible because your space limit. You still have to keep score. You still have to roll, and you still have to have cards and. So I try to be as good as I can be, but like I said, being left-handed, being clumsy, I tend to be sloppy about it. So the discussion got a little heated. Now I don't want to say heated. I want to say it got in depth about the dice and the rolling, and so I'm going to take it upon myself to, and you guys please give me feedback, subscribe to the page. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear your opinions, and of course, I'm going to show this to my peers because they're my boys and I love them, and we're all in this together. So, but I just took it upon myself to make this video because, I don't think we should teach anybody how to roll dice or tell anybody how to roll dice or what kind of dice they should have. It's stupid. Okay, I think it's for me it's asinine to tell another grown man, how to roll dice. You've been playing board games your entire life. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right. So up until this season that passed, I used a couple of things here. First, I used just a cup, and I would roll. Just a regular dice cup. This one's a little fancier, but you get the picture. Remember, your parents played Yahtzee back in the day. One of our managers has a Yahtzee baseball. And that's how he rolls his dice. Shout out to Andy. So, and then I was doing the dice into a small tray. Now, this tray is pretty cool because it has like the buttons, and you can actually flatten it out, and it fits in your binder with all your score sheets and your X charts, and that's if you're playing baseball like we do, right? So there you go with that. You just button it back up, and it comes different colors, and there you go. Right? Finally, last year I bit the bullet, and I got myself a dice tower. I had it made on Etsy, and then I started putting I got a little fancy with it. I put little stickers on it and stuff like that to personalize it, right? And I even padded it to alleviate some of the noise, because guys were complaining about the noise, and and people were insisting that you should be using something like that just to make the rolls fair. Another discussion that came up was the kind of dice. Now, I use these new octo-looking dice that I found about a year ago online. This guy had a Kickstarter. They're six-sided, but they're little like octagon shaped. I think they're pretty cool, right? Then you have your rounded ones, like the Yahtzee dice or Parcheesi, whatever game you're playing, right? And then there's your regular squared six-sided, right? Okay. And of course, we use the 20-sided for the splits. If you guys don't know, for those of you that don't play Stratomatic baseball or new Stratomatic baseball, a long time ago, in order to do a split roll, you wouldn't roll. There would be 20 cards in a stack, and you'd shuffle the cards and pick the number, and that's how you would do it. But then they got fancy with it, and they gave you a 20-sided dice, so you don't have to keep shuffling cards, and it makes it more easier. So okay, so I think the argument initially was that guys were just doing this, just throwing dice, or stop and then drop. It's like, okay, well, I think it should be you throw it now. See, now I missed. Now mine fell out of the tray. So that's, as a courtesy, I would re-roll it again, because it's a gentleman's game and we're all grown-ups here. So you roll it again, and there you go. I'll do it one more time, because I just hit the dice tower, and I roll it again. Now again, being left-handed for me, I feel like I'm awkward, so I try not to be obnoxious about it. All right, or you do the cup. Do it with my right hand, because I always write with my left hand, keeping score and flipping cards. There you go. There you go. See how easy that was. Do it again, and there you go. Now, again, if the dice falls out of the tray or it drops to the floor, re-roll the dice. Give that opponent courtesy, right? Finally, the dice tower. I find it more easier because it's one stop shop, one stop shop, I should say. Right, there you go. See? Do it again. Now, I found that because I padded the stupid thing, that sometimes they get stuck. So if they get stuck, you just re-roll it. I don't want to shake it and then comes out and the number. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel right to me. And at this stage, if you're gonna cheat or try to take an easy way out, you're not really giving your opponent respect. You're not giving your league respect, and you're not giving a fair chance to the game. The game itself is a game of chance. I mean, there's strategy. There's a ton of strategy involved, and there's a ton of maneuvering involved. You're the manager. You're the general manager. But more importantly, it's a game of chance. You are at the mercy of the dice. Simple as that. You're at the mercy of the dice. You can have the greatest team in the world. Trust me, I tell you, and you can lose miserably. You can have a guy who's made 3 errors all year in real life, and then he's made 6 errors in the last 3 series in your league. Trust me, Manny Machado is a cancer on my team. I love Manny to death. He's my third baseman. He's a 1 at third. If you guys play the Super Advanced, you know what I'm talking about. But he constantly gets errors for me. Meanwhile, he seldom makes errors. That's why he has the 1 rating. So this is Stratomatic, and this is how it is. And I think every game that you play in Stratomatic, I remember playing hockey, and even in the basic level, just constantly having guys in the crease shooting on goal and not getting a goal. That was disheartening, to be perfectly honest with you. But that's just the thing. It's a game of chance, and you take that chance every time you play a game. And I hope this video helps. I'm going to be doing some more videos, not tutorials really, because I'm not really keen. I'm still honestly, and I'm a little ashamed to say this, but I'm still learning the game because I don't have enough time to commit to it as I want to because of my lifestyle and my job. I'm a first responder, and I keep crazy hours, so I try to put as much time into my family and my job as I could, and then this is my favorite thing to do outside of that. So As I get older now, I dedicate more time to it, and I'm pretty blessed that I'm surrounded by a bunch of cool guys who are real cooperative, and they're real cool with guys, because not everybody's on. Another reason why we talked about this, because not every player is on the same speed. We have guys who just learned the game a couple of seasons ago. We have guys who haven't played like me in a long time and then came back into the fold. You constantly have guys who just are not on the same level. We have 2 or 3 guys that can roll a 3-game series in less than an hour. Then you can roll. Then there's guys who take 2.5 hours to roll 3 games. So it really, it just depends on the player. But the dice have a lot to do with it. If you can get your dice rolls done in an orderly fashion, if you can get them done legit and not just throw them, you'll roll them, you should be okay. I hope I helped you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Any comments, any suggestions? I'm going to be doing some more of these. And I want to thank all the guys who do videos like this that inspired me. And I want to give a shout out to my boys in the Stratton Island Baseball Association here in New York City. There's 12 of us. We're a bunch of great guys. And they're wonderful human beings as well as players and managers. And I'm proud to be a part of it. So you guys have a good rest of your day. If you're watching football, enjoy the championship game, enjoy the Super Bowl. And keep on Stratton. Keep on rolling, because that's how I roll. Take care, boys and girls. Peace.